start of every shift, it's customary for us to say good luck to each other. Why that is, you'll see if you stay with us until the end. Welcome back to another video from Heavy Mining Equipment, where we reveal some of the most dangerous and amazing moments in the mining and construction industry. We start our video with a catastrophe of epic proportions. This actually happened at 9 a.m. local time on the 31st of May, 2021, when a large landslide occurred at the southeast part of the Rio Tinto Kennecott mine at Bingham Canyon in Utah, USA. Engineers said that the landslide was expected. They knew it was coming based on monitoring, and all workers were instructed to evacuate before it happened. Fortunately, no one was injured. At least they saved on explosives. This site is famous for one of the largest non-volcanic landslides ever recorded in North America. On the evening of the 10th of April, 2013, the northeastern wall of the 970-meter-deep pit collapsed in two distinct episodes. Each episode was sudden, lasting about 90 seconds, but they were separated by approximately 1.5 hours. In total, around 65 million cubic meters of material was deposited, making the cumulative event likely the largest non-volcanic landslide to have occurred in North America in modern times. About 10 Caterpillar and Komatsu haul trucks, each the size of a two-story house, were severely damaged and buried, along with a P&H shovel and other equipment. Fortunately, there were no fatalities or injuries. The Bingham Canyon Mine, more commonly known as Kennecott Copper Mine, is an open-pit mining operation extracting a large porphyry copper deposit southwest of Salt Lake City, Utah, in the Oquirrh Mountains. The mine is the largest man-made excavation and the deepest open-pit mine in the world, which is considered to have produced more copper than any other mine in history, more than 17 million tons. The mine is owned by Rio Tinto Group, a British-Australian multinational corporation. The copper operations at Bingham Canyon Mine are managed through Kennecott, Utah Copper Corporation, which operates the mine, a concentrator plant, a smelter, and a refinery. The mine has been in production since 1906 and has resulted in the creation of a pit over 1.2 kilometers or 0.75 miles deep, 4 kilometers or 2.5 miles wide, and covering 7.7 square kilometers or 3.0 square miles. It was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1966 under the name Bingham Canyon Open Pit Copper Mine. This guy literally rolls the boat like a child playing with a ball. Working at a landfill can be both very fun and dangerous because fumes and toxic gases from waste can easily enter the cabin, posing a threat of poisoning to the operator inside. This Tiger Cat tree cutter got stuck in the mud, typical for any logging machine. Luckily, people invented the dozer. Sticking with dozers, this Komatsu D375A8 is playing with this boulder like a kid with a glass marble. This has happened to me all the time, but never so deep. Rule number 1 applies to all machines. If you're stuck more than a meter deep, don't try to free yourself alone. The more you try, the deeper you sink. Question. Imagine you're launching an offensive against enemy positions, and this happens, or even worse, you're retreating from enemy lines. Answer number 1, abandon the tank. Answer number 2, call Brad Pitt and the entire Fury crew. At least this guy doesn't have to worry about the enemy. He got stuck so deep that you couldn't even see the tracks. Another rookie mistake, this excavator operator unevenly climbed onto the trailer, and an incident is inevitable. Logging can be very dangerous. Loggers load vehicles as much as possible, disregarding their safety, and then this happens. This guy was lucky that day, but what was he thinking? You can't just walk around in a machine work area like that. I love the smell of burnout in the morning. For this incident, there are 2 explanations: poor judgment of the load or strong wind. Since I don't see any wind blowing, I would say it's human error. What do you think? What went wrong? Write your opinion in the comments. Question. Where is this? Wrong answer only. At first, I thought there was a person in the excavator, but then I saw it was remote control. Either way, it's a poor navigation by the guy with the RC. I really don't know what's going on in the heads of these guys. You must be totally crazy if you thought you could work with a wheeled excavator on a muddy riverbank. Anyway, let's watch how the rescue operation goes. After a couple of hours of hard struggle with the mud, and with the help of a bulldozer and an excavator, he managed to free himself from the mud. Yeah, my favorite part. If you stay with us until the end of the video, you'll see some massive and powerful burnouts like nowhere else. Getting stuck a 12-ton truck with explosives, just another day in the mine. You can watch this epic rescue on the link in the description. Rain and wet roads can have a very dangerous impact on drivers and the safety of other workers in the mine. This video and the next one clearly demonstrate how a vehicle behaves on wet roads. Yeah, you probably heard me yelling, "No, no, no." For a moment, I thought it was going to break through the safety bank and slide into the pit, but luckily, he stopped just in time. You can watch the entire video about the dangerous driving of these giants at the link in the description. What you're watching isn't a battle between Decepticons and Autobots. These are actually real footage of a fight between two Chinese construction contractors. An argument between construction workers escalated into a demolition derby clash of heavy machinery that left at least 2 wheel loaders flipped over in a street. The construction workers were from 2 rival companies competing for business. 6 vehicles were involved, and the street turned into complete chaos. Luckily, no one was hurt. This is a footage that sends shivers down your spine, a nightmare for every operator. In situations like this, all you can do is pray to the Lord. Luckily, the operator managed to escape in time, but the backhoe was quite damaged. Mounting a nearly 6-ton wheel looks so smooth and easy. Let's watch how they do it.
Nice.
Driving a 165-ton truck through half-a-meter deep water sounds like a lot of fun. Let's watch. Some people will never grow up. Teamwork and experience are of great importance when it comes to jobs like these. Removing an old concrete support is not an easy task, which is why it's crucial for these excavator operators to work as one machine. Well, let's watch how they handle this 50-ton concrete pillar. From the very start, it was clear that it wasn't evenly loaded. These guys made rookie mistakes. Mistake number 1. They loaded the Manitou mobile crane on the right side of the barge. Mistake number 2. The barge crane was turned to the right, adding extra weight to the right side. The end result was inevitable. Something doesn't look right on this dozer. Let's get closer. Come on, YouTube content creators. If you know how to make a video about the top 10 world's biggest bulldozers, then you must know what happened here. Dropping a 1-ton boulder from a height of 4 meters onto a car might look fun, but let's see if it was fun for these guys. This actually happened in Taiwan when a powerful earthquake struck the country, causing a massive landslide. It was captured in dramatic dashcam video footage, showing large rocks and debris cascading down a hillside and hitting cars that were on the road. That was nice and smooth. Knocking down a large rock with an excavator is a dangerous and risky job, especially if you have another machine next to or beneath you. The guy in the Hitachi was lucky that the rock broke in front of him. But what I don't understand is why people risk getting hurt in such a foolish way. My favorite part of the job with the grader, pushing boulders off the road. Although it may seem small from the cab, this boulder is actually quite large. Let's step out of the cab to see just how big it really is. And it is actually quite large. Look at the front left wheel compared to the rock. It's so big that it left a trail on the road as I pushed it. The most valuable machine in the mine when hot and dry days come. At first I thought the train was moving, but then I felt like a spaceship was taking off. If someone knows what this is, please write it in the comments so we can also find out. When it's your first day at work and you want to impress your boss, this has nothing to do with mining, but it's so cool to watch. Nah, it can hold up for another day or two.
Hours later.
This happened in Venezuela in the pit of the Tamanaco station of Line 5 of the Caracas Metro, when one of the cranes lost balance due to a mechanical failure, resulting in the other crane collapsing as well. The main avenue of Las Mercedes was closed for several hours due to the fuel spill. Fortunately, no deaths or injuries were reported. New fleet has arrived, XCMG XDE 150. The Chinese giant is increasingly and rapidly conquering the global market, while no longer lagging behind global giants like Caterpillar, Komatsu, or Liebherr. The new XDE 150 is designed to offer superior performance, reliability, and efficiency in demanding mining and construction environments. Its advanced technology and robust design make it a competitive choice for operators worldwide. It measures 14.2 meters in length, 7.4 meters wide, and 6.4 meters in height. XDE 150 weighs 90 tons and has a payload capacity of 150 tons. The 1,800 horsepower engine allows it to reach speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour through a 7-speed automatic transmission. And for all this, you need a fuel tank with a capacity of 3,400 liters of diesel fuel. Its main competitors are the Caterpillar 785 and its fierce rival, Komatsu, with their new HD 1508 model. Electric issues? Typical for BLAS trucks. No wonder they keep catching fire easily. I really don't know what went wrong. It's probably the poorly estimated weight of the load. For heaven's sake, Why would anyone put a jet engine in the middle of a mine? If anyone knows what this is used for, please write it in the comments. The Germans had a desert fox. We have a mining fox. What a pleasant surprise to see a wild animal in a 400-meter deep hole. If there was a competition for stupidity in the world, these guys would definitely win. That was a brand new excavator. Way to go, guys! If you didn't know what a 120,000 euro burnout looks like, now you do. I love videos when nature strikes back. Thumbs up in the comments if you thought the same thing as I did. Okay, the grader pushing the compactor onto the lowboy and everything seems just fine, but tell me, what do you think is the reason the compactor tipped over? Write your opinion in the comments below. If this excavator operator had even 2 brain cells, he would know that the bucket needs to be lowered to the wheels level to stop the compactor, not behind the cab.
Mais tu as tué ton ami.
Y a pas moyen.
I really have no comment on this. Calmness and experience are 2 key factors in this profession, and you're about to see why. There's no room for panic in this job. From the very start, it was clear that it was going to slide off. Why? Well, because it rushed off the trailer and shifted the excavator 20 centimeters to the right, which was enough to lose balance and tip over. Wow, that was close. We have witnessed many times how the routine recovery can turn disastrous. This semi-truck is almost tipped over onto the recovery trucks. But this company went a step further and mounted airbags under the wheels. Very clever. What you are watching is the calmest truck driver. This actually happened in Doral, Florida, on May 20th, 2022, when the semi-truck driver, after struggling to complete a turnaround safety barriers, lost the last two axles. His boss probably told him, "Look, man, if you have any frustrations or problems, leave them in the back of the truck." And he actually did. Another calm driver. Matter of fact, this dude is so calm that he's driving a 170-ton truck downhill at full speed with one hand. Question, bail out or buckle up? This excavator operator paid tribute to this plane by giving it a lap of honor. So touching. Every time I see a Cyrillic sign on a machine or a Russian flag in a clip, I know it's going to be a good video. Everything is well prepared. I don't know what could go wrong. This timberjack almost flipped over, but this tiny tree made sure it did flip over after all. In one of my previous videos, I said that loggers and loader operators are the craziest. Now you can see why I said that. Poor ATV. It didn't stand a chance against a 57-ton machine armed with spiky steel wheels. Feel the power that delivers this 75-ton heavy beast. With its 610 horsepower engine and strong hydraulics, it can rip through rocks like a hot knife through Swiss cheese. If you're curious about how this shredded road turned out in the end, check out the full video. The link is in the description. Yep, this happens when you rip hard rocks. These things are common, it's not a big deal, a little glue, and it's done. Imagine you had a tough day at work and decided to go to the beach afterward. You lie down for a quick nap, and suddenly you're awakened by a 555-ton hovercraft. And not just any hovercraft, but a Zuber class, the world's largest hovercraft. If you thought this was a scene from an action movie where Tom Cruise is chasing bad guys, you're wrong. This actually happened on September 28, 2022, in Keene, roughly 13 miles northwest of Tehachapi, California. Thanks to the quick reaction of firefighters, the fire was extinguished. Fires are common on diesel locomotives due to factors like fuel leaks, electrical faults, or overheating components, posing risks to the locomotive and surrounding areas. These two T800s, each with 450 horsepower, tow parts of the excavator with such ease. The first one is equipped with additional weight on the rear-wheel drive for better traction, and tows the second one that carries the load, very functional and well organized. You better watch out for these giants. Well, no more Burning Man Festival for this camper trailer. This Epiroc D60 surface drilling rig is having injector issues and can't move on its own, so the assistance of a bulldozer is welcome. Now you're probably wondering why the grader is behind the drill rig. Well, the answer is simple. To support it while the bulldozer pulls it. And if you're wondering why it's not carried by a lowboy, well, the answer is simple again. The downhill is too slippery from the rain. Anyway, it's fun to watch. When you have nothing smarter to do at work. This accident occurred in August 2015 in Alphen aan den Rijn, the Netherlands, when two barge-mounted cranes, with capacities of 400 tons and 700 tons, were trying to lift a large bridge section. The collapse resulted from deficiencies in preparatory work, such as an unstable lifting setup and insufficient risk management. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, but considerable damage was inflicted on nearby properties. The Dutch Safety Board's report outlined recommendations to enhance safety protocols and risk management in the construction sector to prevent similar incidents in the future. And this guy was so lucky that day that if he bought a lottery ticket, he would surely have won. You have to admit, this is every kid's childhood dream, crushing and smashing things with a 56-ton heavy machine. No more fishing for this boat, that's for sure. Here's another interesting machine, another compactor. Besides compacting the soil, it also compacts your back. And finally, for me, the best machine to work with. It looks so satisfying to watch while working. If you want to watch this whole satisfying video, check out the link in the description. On Wednesday, November 3rd, Strasbourg 475, one of the oldest active steam locomotives in the United States, collided with a Caterpillar excavator at Lehman Place Junction in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. The collision damaged the locomotive's smokebox front, door, auxiliary metal pieces, headlight, and on the excavator, bucket, piston, and hydraulic hoses. Fortunately, crucial steam operation components like the flues and front flue sheet remained undamaged. The accident was caused by an incorrectly set switch and crew distraction. Luckily, no one was injured in this accident. This is how farmers in Serbia call chicks for feeding.
Come to Papa. Come.
Who needs a grader when you have a timberjack? This guy has made several safety violations, from putting the machine and himself in a dangerous situation to working with open doors and probably not wearing a seatbelt. But this is one hell of a stunt. Great balance, though. Man, what a mess. I don't know how they ended up there, but I'd love to find out how they'll get out.
Hey, Taha! Otar Milano.
Pergolaki! Wszystkie pozabierać, klucze!
This guy is definitely the winner for today. He managed to get the loader stuck so deep that its rear wheels aren't even visible.
Achando que a esteira ia conseguir puxar sozinha, mas
Betty said, "Screw this, we'll take it out by hand." But I'm very curious to see how they'll get him out. Let's watch and find out. And they finally made it. Well done, lads. At first glance, everything looks normal. The excavator is loading the truck and all seems fine. But here's a question for the true excavator guys. Do you notice anything unusual? Write in the comments if you've spotted something. These guys have everything well organized and prepared for transporting the heavy crane, and they didn't hesitate for a second to think that something could go wrong. And what they didn't expect just happened. But what actually happened? Well, the engineers didn't take into account the weight of the load, and when they came downhill, the weight of the crane started pushing and pulling the trucks down, threatening to crush everything in front of them. Luckily, no one was injured, but someone will get fired, that's for sure. When you mention logging in Russia, you immediately think of the Ural truck. The best from Russia, even better when it's equipped with wheels from the Kirovets K700 tractor. A powerful combination.
Нихуя БелАЗ горит.
Yep, you've heard the man. Where there are Russians, there's fire. But what actually happened? It turns out that the truck driver touched a 6,000-volt power line, and the first thing that touches the ground catches fire. In this case, the tires. If the driver had immediately rushed out from the cab, he probably would have ended up like a tire.
В разрезе горит.
In the mid-90s, a group of engineers came up with the idea of depositing overburden from a new mine into an old, once Europe's largest gold and copper mine. However, this idea would entail significant costs. So to reduce expenses and save valuable time, they came up with the idea of building a transportation system and connecting the new and old mines with conveyor belts. Conveyor belts stretch for 3 kilometers and can quickly and efficiently transport up to 4,000 tons of material per hour. The dangerous thing is that the edge constantly snaps, posing a risk of the radial tracked conveyors collapsing into a 400-meter deep hole. But these large cracks aren't as dangerous as those rollers. I don't know what made me walk alongside a moving conveyor belt. At any moment, it could have pulled me in and thrown me into the open pit. But here's why I took the risk. I couldn't resist capturing this beautiful panorama and the stunning view of the smelter and town. And if you're wondering how this giant 400-meter hole was created, well, it used to be Europe's largest gold and copper mine. You can watch the whole video at the link in the description. This is what happens when a stunt goes wrong. One of the dumbest ways to get hurt. Asking your buddy to record you while you make a fool of yourself, unbuckled and with the doors wide open. Let's see how he'll get out of this mess. Man, get in the cab next time. Volvo trucks, built for the Russian winter and the toughest terrain conditions. It didn't make it across this frozen lake on the first try. Let's see the second try. He made it, but that blowing air sound doesn't sit right with me. Drop a comment below if you have any idea what it could be. And finally, we saved the best for last. You might have already seen these green beauties in my previous videos, but I just can't resist showing this clip again. Yeah, for those who didn't watch the video, these are the largest single fleet of intact old Euclid rock trucks from the 70s parked by the roadside, literally frozen in time. The trucks are in excellent condition, equipped with powerful V12 Detroit diesel engines and Allison transmissions, and have been standing in the same spot for 30 years, leaving travelers amazed. There were other machines too, old graders and loaders, but these trucks took my breath away. And if you want to find out the story behind these beautiful machines, you can check the link on the end screen of the video. Now I'll leave you to enjoy these beautiful machines. Well, guys, we've reached the end of this long compilation. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. And if you have any suggestions, write them in the comments. And don't hesitate to subscribe to our channel. Until next time, stay safe.